Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in. This story takes place 2 years ago. It's about a friend of mine. You guys can probably tell from the title, it's about selling acid on the darknet. Now, the way this kid did this, in my opinion, was very interesting. That's why I thought I would tell it today. Basically, I won't go into too much detail, but I'll tell you guys the gist of it. He used to have them shipped out in hard copies of books. He would just have sheets in the hard copies, like sheets on sheets, just lined throughout these books, and he would send them out like that. He took a lot of other sketchy measures when he had to do these dealings. Honestly, this kid was really smart. A lot of the stuff he explained to me went right over my head. I still don't really know how he did what he did. I know that one of the main things he did was have everything fake, so fake identification, fake address, fake everything. This would technically allow him to anonymously ship anything from anywhere, which is pretty insane. And I'm not going to go into too much depth, like I said before, because I don't want to give away too much. Obviously, it's probably not a lot I can even talk about on here. But what I can tell you is it was pretty crazy. He was doing this for a while. The kid was making some serious cash too. Like, all our buddies noticed it too. He was having some fun for sure. He was saving quite a bit, putting a lot of it away, but he still did have his fun. Now, there was this one day where he got an extremely large order, way bigger than usual. He'd never had to ship this much out, so he was debating whether or not to do it, and he did decide that he was going to go for it. He was thinking about stopping this anyway soon, so he thought, oh, why not do a few more orders. He was trying to milk what he could out of it before he was going to quit, because that was his plan all along. He wasn't planning to, make this a thing, and he did it for about a year. Anyway, so he gets this big order. I'm watching him get everything ready, putting it all in the books, just casually kind of helping him out a bit when he needed help. He was pretty quick with it. He knew what he was doing. Been doing it for a while. So he gets it all ready, gets ready to ship, and he goes and sends it off. He explained to us that the buyer was someone he'd been dealing with for quite some time, off and on, so we trusted him with such a large order. He wasn't too worried about it. So some time goes by. He kind of had a time frame what to expect with this guy, because he's been dealing with him for a while, so he knows usually when he would get the shipment and when he would receive his money, and that time passed, so he has heard nothing from the guy. He hasn't got his money, nothing. So he starts getting a little sketched out. Oh, maybe the package got stopped, maybe, anything could happen. So he's covering his bases at this point. He's like shutting down his little e-store, whatever the fuck you guys call those. He's making sure he has nothing on him, like no product at his house. Taking all the precautions he needs to take, basically. And some more time goes by and still nothing. Then he ended up having a few security breaches in his computer, which really scared him. Whoever was trying to get in didn't actually get in. This kid knew what he was doing with computers to some extent too, so he kind of knew how to protect himself online. Basically, after someone tried to get in, he took extra measures. He just shut everything down. Did all this random tech stuff that is too hard to explain on here, that I don't even really know how he does it or what he really did in depth. Anyway, he does all that shit, and some more time goes by. So at this point, he thinks he just got straight up scammed. Some shady shit's going on, and he's ready to just take the loss on that money, sadly. And he was going to quit anyway. I think he was just going to leave on a loss, because that last incident kind of spooked him. Luckily, he did get half the money at least. It was like half first and then half on arrival. That's how they would do things with this buyer. So it was a bit confusing that the buyer just scammed him, or decided just to pay him half, and that was it. But he was kind of running out of theories at this point as to what happened. But what did end up happening was the buyer actually got rolled hard, and the first thing he did was completely rat out my buddy. So he ratted out the fake address and the fake ID too. Everything was fake. So when he rats that out, and whoever's doing this investigation or whatever is gonna realize all that shit's fake, and that's what happened. And then he thinks that is why he was getting security breaches on his computer. So after he figured that out, the kid fucking took his whole computer apart, went complete ghost mode online, cut all ties with everything, did whatever he could to remain as anonymous as he possibly could. Now, luckily, this kid did a good job at covering his tracks, because nothing ever came back to him. He even went to live with his cousin for like a few weeks. That's how sketched out he was. He wasn't confident enough in his abilities, but it ended up paying off. He got off scot-free. Nothing ever came back to him. And that was it. He just stopped doing that. He stopped doing that all. I don't think he even went on the darknet again. He just didn't want to go back into that world. Yeah, but at the end of the day, everything was fine. He definitely got very lucky on this one. He even says it. He's surprised that nothing else happened to him. He barely even gave me permission to use this video. It took some convincing for sure. Anyways, guys, thank you for listening. I thought I'd tell this because it's pretty interesting to me. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you for watching. Leave your stories in the comments. Peace.
Perfect. Back to those days.